Container shipping plays a vital role in global trade, responsible for transporting up to 90% of goods worldwide. Inside these massive metal boxes are a variety of goods from countless companies, creating a complex picture of global logistics. However, the efficiency of this system depends on accuracy in terms of time and location. When containers fail to reach the right place at the right time, the supply chain faces obstacles. Goods can be damaged or wasted, disrupting the flow of goods and affecting consumers. Congestion at seaports in recent years has driven up shipping rates and impacted commodity prices. This highlights the importance of containers for the global economy and people's daily lives. So, how does container shipping operate, and which companies control this sector? The birth of the container. Historically, the container shipping industry had low profit margins. It's only in recent years that the industry has witnessed an unprecedented profit boom. Before containers appeared and revolutionized the industry, global trade operated in a completely different way. About 150 years ago, the shipping industry played a key role in international trade. Goods, mainly luxury items, were transported on small ships, and loading and unloading was a manual process that was time-consuming and labor-intensive. Shipping costs were therefore very expensive, sometimes exceeding the actual value of the goods by many times. The advent of the container marked a historic turning point. The idea of a standardized box that could be easily moved between different modes of transport, such as ships, trucks, and trains, was realized by Malcolm McLean in 1956. He is considered the father of the modern container shipping industry, ushering in an era of globalization and standardization in transportation. Thanks to containers, the transportation of goods became much faster, more efficient, and less expensive. Containers were standardized, with the most common size being the 20-foot container. The use of TES 20-foot equivalent units simplifies the calculation of ship and container capacity, while also facilitating logistics management and operations. Challenges and fluctuations in the container shipping industry. Efficiently managing the container shipping system is not easy. Ensuring that containers move from point A to point B and back quickly and efficiently requires seamless coordination and professionalism. Any disruption in the supply chain, from port congestion to container shortages, can cause a domino effect, impacting the supply of goods and causing inflation. It is estimated that supply chain disruptions contributed up to 60% of the increase in inflation in the US between 2021 and 2023. Although the global supply of containers is abundant, geopolitical fluctuations and the pandemic have created bottlenecks that make container shipping difficult and drive up prices. A prime example is the tension in the Red Sea. Houthi attacks on commercial ships have forced many ships to reroute around South Africa, extending the journey by 10 to 15 days. This not only increases shipping costs due to the longer distance, but also leaves containers stranded at sea, unable to be used for other shipments. The COVID-19 pandemic also dealt a severe blow to the global supply chain. Lockdowns and social distancing measures reduced production in China. Meanwhile, labor shortages at seaports slowed down container handling. The surge in demand for goods as consumers shifted to online shopping further exacerbated the situation. The combination of scarce supply and increased demand caused container shipping rates to skyrocket between 2021 and 2022. The price of shipping a container from China to West Coast ports in the US, like Los Angeles, more than doubled to $30,000. This created a paradox. Shipping and container leasing companies reaped huge profits. They prioritized transporting empty containers back to China instead of carrying goods from the US due to higher profits. As a result, US businesses, especially farmers, faced difficulties exporting goods. Due to a lack of empty containers, and agricultural products couldn't reach consumers. Meanwhile, empty containers piled up at ports. However, the container shipping market is gradually stabilizing, with shipping rates dropping significantly, ranging from $3,000 to $4,000 per 40-foot container. Nevertheless, geopolitical fluctuations and the pandemic remain potential risk factors that could disrupt the supply chain and push prices back up at any time. How is the container shipping market controlled? The container shipping market is divided into two main groups: shipping lines and container leasing companies. These two groups hold almost equal market share, with leasing companies accounting for about 48% and shipping lines accounting for about 52%. Shipping lines typically purchase new containers and building ships or replacing old ones. Some of the world's largest shipping lines include Maersk Line, part of the A.T. Moller-Maersk Group, MSC headquartered in Geneva, Evergreen Line headquartered in Taiwan, Hapag-Lloyd Germany, CMA-CGM France, and COSCO Shipping Group China. In addition to buying, shipping lines can also lease containers from leasing companies. Container leasing companies own massive fleets of containers and lease them to shipping lines when needed. Some of the world's largest container leasing companies include Triton International, Textainer, and Florence. Container shipping prices are influenced by many factors, including the dominance of the 9 largest shipping lines in the world, organized into 3 alliances. This market concentration allows shipping lines to have significant power in setting freight rates. This contributed to the increase in prices for goods ranging from furniture and electronics to clothing. During the COVID-19 pandemic, which disrupted the global supply chain, while consumers and businesses worldwide faced inflation, shipping lines recorded record profits of $190 billion in 2021. In addition to controlling prices, foreign shipping lines also create difficulties for the U.S. economy by refusing to transport U.S.-made goods back to Asia, creating an imbalance in trade. The U.S. Federal Maritime Commission has expressed concerns about China's dominance in container manufacturing. According to the Commission's report, of the 44.2 million shipping containers in circulation globally, more than 95% are manufactured in China. Although most of the shipping capacity is beyond the control of the United States, this is not necessarily a cause for concern. The core issue is not where the shipping lines are headquartered, but the ability to ensure sufficient means to transport U.S. exports to the international market. To reduce dependence on foreign shipping lines and enhance supply chain resilience, the U.S. government is implementing measures to boost the domestic container shipping market. China's dominance. The development of the container shipping industry is closely linked to global economic growth. Container growth is often double or triple the GDP growth. In particular, China's accession to the WTO created a major boost for the container shipping industry, as the country became the world's manufacturing hub. Today, China is the world's largest producer and supplier of containers, accounting for over 95% of global output. The top 3 container manufacturers in China are CIMC China International Marine Containers, DFIC Dongfang International Container, and CXIC. Among them, DFIC has close ties to the COSCO Group and operates in multiple sectors, including shipping, port management, and terminals. Steel is the main material for manufacturing containers, and China, as the world's leading steel producer and largest export market, holds a natural advantage in container manufacturing. Asia, as the world's factory, is where most of the world's consumer goods are produced, while North America is primarily a consumer market. This trade imbalance has driven the demand for container shipping from Asia to the rest of the world. Thank you for watching the video on the Successful People channel. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button below.